Welcome to the Life of Phys Podcast. I'm your host, Tyson Martin. On today's episode, we have Brynne Mower. Brynne was born in Durango, but she now calls Portland home. After transferring to a college to study art history, her photography shifted from simple portraiture to images with more energy and life. She took inspiration from the general lack of sunlight in Portland, where it is necessary to take more creative approaches to create a stimulating image. Brynne combines her history and travel photography with the power that she found in Portland and Colorado. She aims to create photographs that speak to the soul, touching a deeper part of the human conscience. She feels that if the observance of a photograph doesn't bring the viewer some form of emotion, she feels like the photograph has fallen short. Her never-ending journey to make people feel is what she lives in photographs for.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Brynne Mower. I'm from Durango, Colorado. Grew up there. Ended up going to school at Lewis and Clark in Portland and have kind of moved back and forth over the years between the two towns, but I'm now currently residing in Portland. I don't quite consider myself an outdoor photographer entirely because a lot of my upbringing and roots came from portrait photography, which is something that I think has carried through my photography into my action sports stuff. So I consider myself both, but recently has been a lot more action sports and mountain biking. Specifically, I've kind of started trying to get into the ski world. As you, Tyson, has said, skateboarding has been a huge part of your upbringing. That's also something, being in Portland is like a pretty huge skate culture. And I really
Burnside.
Yep, Burnside. I know. I'm so daunted by it there. There's just like, it's so gnarly and like, I don't even know where I'd start to get photos, but
well, I'm going to pass your information off to Forgotten Skateboards.
Sick.
They're based out of Bend.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
They're the guys I was telling you about that I was shot in my hometown when I was there.
Sure.
But I think it'd be sick to see you work with some of them. It might give you that, just break that ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way you have people that you're shooting specifically at, especially a place like Burnside. If you haven't been to Burnside, you have no idea how intimidating this place can be. But it is so much fun. And I mean, I was there from the beginning. So I was there for the bum fights up on the top above the big wall. Like I was there for a lot of it. But yeah, no, I'd love to pass your information on if you're okay with that. And they can get in touch with you. And being that you're a Portland local, I mean, that might open a ton of doors for you in just working with the small brand and expanding.
Yeah, that'd be super sweet. I'm really, because biking is my passion in the outdoor sports world. I'm a cyclist. I grew up in a really cycling heavy town. A lot of my friends are cyclists. I have really enjoyed that world, but I'm wanting to branch out and shoot as much outdoor sports as possible that I have interest in, because I think, they're just all really related to each other and all have a similar mentality. And it just it's fun seeing what kind of take I personally can bring to these different subsects of outdoor photography. But it's kind of like a summarized version of my backstory.
How did you find photography as something that you were like, yeah, this clicks?
Yeah, I grew up like as a pretty artistic kid. I was in theater. I honestly pretty heavily rebelled against all the people who know Durango, know about Durango. It's had a lot of Olympians come out of it, a lot of world champs, in cycling, and skiing. It's a pretty insane town for bikes, and just kind of outdoor sports in general. And my whole upbringing, I rebelled just so aggressively from it. I was like, I don't like bikes. I kind of like skiing, but I want to do art.
You don't like bikes as there's 4 hanging behind you.
I like bikes now. But that's not even all of them. I hate to say it. We're a little hoarder house.
That's the way it works.
Right. So I did theater. I played violin. I rode horses competitively. That was kind of my upbringing. And then in high school, I really can't remember what initially Oh, I guess like in middle school, I was always making these dance videos with my friends, and I was kind of the creative director. Watching them back, I was like, God, Brynne, you're being a little bossy gal. It's like, but I had a vision, for our iMovie edited photo booth filmed dance video. But I think that was like kind of a signifier of me being inclined towards this sort of outlet. And then in high school, I guess at some point I asked my parents for a camera, and I got the Rebel T1i, the Canon Rebel T1i,
The
just
OG.
the OG, with the kit lens. I don't know what it was, probably like 28.
Probably like a 16 to 50 or something weird like
Yeah,
that back then.
something. Probably like 4 aperture. I don't know, but
F4 to 6.8 or something.
right, yeah, like a variable aperture. Yeah, and then it was just taking a lot of photos of nature. I definitely was very inclined to textures in nature. Taking some pictures of my friends, but really very nature based. And then I took a photo class in high school, and I think that was when I started, getting assignments and having to do portraits. And just I think pretty early on I realized that I had like a pretty specific style, which honestly I don't really know how else to explain it other than like kind of sad and depressing maybe. And I think that was maybe a little bit of a signifier that there's a deeper darkness and sadness within me that was being channeled through photography.
It's the curse of the artist.
It's the curse of the artist. And I was always like, one thing that I grappled with a lot was being a photographer, and it really being about the world around you. You can do some things, you can like kind of create an image that doesn't really exist, but for the most part it's like what you're seeing, and the artistic thing is how you're approaching it. But I always struggled a lot because I would see painters and drawers and sculptors, and always seeing them of like this tortured artist, and it's like that's how they're able to express, like they're creating this beautiful painting that's like maybe people are like, whoa, that's like really dark, or that's whatever, and they're showing this side of themselves that doesn't normally come out. And I really struggled with being like, I want to be able to express myself in photography and like these sides that I don't show as much, but how do I do that? Because I'm just taking photos of other people. Like that's not, I don't know how that's gonna translate. But honestly, looking at some of my earlier work, like it's really kind of dark, and I'm not like a psychopath, but it's like it's very like dark tones, like kind of makes you sad. Like the people in them are kind of, I don't know, melancholy. And it was once I kind of saw that trend with my photography, I was like, I do have an outlet, and this is being seen and able to be shared. Because when you have those sides of yourself like depression or just general sadness, it's like you don't know how to share that with people, but you want to be able to. And you don't want to burden people with sharing that, but you don't want to keep it in, or like you tell yourself that you want to keep it in but not actually. So that was kind of my drive in portraiture. And then it kind of came into one of my like driving things in portraiture was once I kind of had established myself as a photographer of people, I had people reach out to me and be like, I really love how you photograph people. I am going through a really hard time in my life. I'm really like lost. I don't know what's going on. And I want this time to be documented. Like I want photos of myself. This is not me speaking, this other people. Like they want photos of themselves so they can look back and see how far they've come. And they said that, and they, chose me to capture that, which was that was a turning point where I was like, this is a change that I can make. This is like an impact I can have in my photography. Because, when you take photos of people, you can't really sell it to other people who wants a photo of a person they don't know on their wall. So it's really like, oh, like, what am I doing with this? So having people want me to capture them in like their darker times, and photography being something that like allowed me to process stuff myself, was a really cool moment that I was like, yeah, this is an impact that I can make in it, and allow these people to see themselves objectively outside of themselves, and like see the sadness in their eyes, and like see, the way that their body is, like tight and like anxious or whatever. And another thing that I really like to do kind of annually is take a self-portrait of myself. And like, I've kind of had a lot of healing going through and looking back at self-portraits and be like, wow, Brynne, you were really sad. Like, you did not realize what a bad time you were having. And then taking another self-portrait and being like, wow, it looks like I've really come out of that. And like, so I kind of do it for myself as well.
What's crazy about that aspect of you finding it through the darkness and it's brought you to the light, is when you take those photos of people and they look back, the eyes don't lie. I mean, you could act like you're the happiest person in the world, but your eyes do not lie.
Yeah.
And when I was browsing your website, just looking at your portraits, you have just such a way of capturing people that it's comfortable, they're comfortable, and they're just sharing what they're feeling in the moment. So, that's an amazing way for people to use that as, when was the turning point in my life? I was struggling. I was in a dark place. And they start looking through these photos, they can be like, wait a minute. That photo, my eyes were, I was dead inside. This photo, I'm full of life.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think we could see that on iPhones, right? It's like, oh, there's more life in there, but it is very special for me to be able to do that with people. I feel like it's a collaboration. It's like, and they're sharing that with me. Sorry, that was rambly, but
no,
then
not at all.
In college, I studied art history in college. I studied film production first and then transferred colleges. But everyone was like, why didn't you study photography in college? Because I studied art history. I was like, I don't know. I've kind of had a problem with academia and art, because art's very subjective. And like, I took some photo classes and I had professors be like, that's not good, because it wasn't the style that they liked. And it was just like, okay, this is not going to benefit me. Like, I'm going to figure this out on my own. But art history was really cool because I like learned kind of the factual backgrounds of art, which I feel like has influenced my photography to some capacity. And then in college, I started getting into the bike scene. And then truthfully, Sarah Sturm, shout out, we love her, was kind of, I was shooting some bike races in Durango, but she was kind of my first like time officially shooting a cyclist, which is pretty crazy to say because she is just like such a figure in the cycling.
She's the best.
Yeah, she's fantastic. If you don't know who Sarah Sturm is, take a look. Even if you're not a cyclist, it's just like, just objectively a cool person. And then it kind of snowballed from there. Like, at that point I was living in Durango, and it was, once you're kind of known to an extent in Durango, it is a pretty small town. It like, more people reach out, or like I'm at races, and then I get assigned to actually shoot a race, like for them to pay me to shoot a race. And, I would be sending, even if I wasn't paid by the brand, I would send any brand related photo, like whether it's their bike, their kit, what have you. I'd be like, you're on this bike. I'm tagging them. I'm sending them the gallery on Instagram, whether they see it or not, I can't control. So really just like, I think one thing that when people ask me, they're like, how'd you get to this point? Or like this, you're doing so many brand stuff. Like, how do you get these connections? I have cold called so many brands and haven't heard anything back. Like Instagram, I do their like customer service email on their website. Like, truly, just like not being afraid of rejection is like, I think, a pretty important part of this silly little thing we choose to do. And like, just being like, not taking it personally, not being like, "Ah, they don't like my photos." Like, that's, it's like, should I even be doing this? Like, obviously, I've had those thoughts. We all have. Like, it does impact you sometimes, but
It's
just
pretty
being like, all right, on
crazy.
to the next.
Sorry. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy when you can put your ego aside enough to know like, I didn't work this time, but I'll do it again. Because I mean, I cold email every single guest I've had on my show.
Yeah.
I write an email, I send it out, and
Yeah.
if they send me a message back, I've had a few that said, I just don't have the time right now, or I'm really just not interested in doing a podcast. It doesn't affect me. It just, I'm grateful that they took the minute to respond to me.
Yeah.
Or, and just move on. Like, I mean, I emailed you
Cold called me
3 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here you are
like,
recording.
hell yeah. Yeah. It's just like, I think it's not that you have to have like a hard exterior. You don't have to be this like robot that doesn't have any emotions and like can just like beep boop like on to the next. But it is like, it's oftentimes it's like they just don't need photos, or like they have an in-house photographer. Like, there are so many other factors that could be in play that's not like, oh, your photography sucks, like we don't want to work with you. It's
But that's
okay.
the first thing we think of every single time.
Yeah, like, oh my God, I'm horrible. Like, oh, that was stupid of me. Like, why did I do that? So, but yeah.
One of the coolest things could be is you could send those pictures or you could tag them. And next thing you know, you're at an event and somebody says your name and then they walk by and they're like, wait, hold on. Hey, you sent photos for so-and-so brand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a weird connection. My podcast sponsor, Harlow, it's weird. So I had one episode out and I saw a photo of a friend of mine with the light from Vancouver. Yeah. And I just thinking it was him who posted it. And I made a joke like, oh, great light. Man, I'd love to light my studio with those lights. And then I had this, the head of marketing email me and like 5 minutes later going, hey, what can we do to help you?
Yeah.
And that's led to 2 years. And I've got a great relationship with her. And, she's a fantastic supporter of the art and very talented lady. And I have more lights than I ever know what to do with.
Right. Yeah. You're like, oh, thank you so much. Yeah. This is crazy.
So it's just those random chances that we take that lead to progression and positive moments that help us get past the negative ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause it's like, honestly, what's the point if you're not going to take risks? I don't know. I just like, life is too short, but like it is. And it's like, you just do it. I don't know. Like, and be rejected. It's great character building. It is. It's like the more you get rejected, the more you're like, ooh, I think I can deal with this a little better. And then when you don't get rejected, it's like, oh my God. Yeah. Like one acceptance and 20 rejections nullifies all the rejections. But it's like, it's like you miss every shot you don't take, but it's like, you're not gonna, no, like truthfully, brands do not reach out. Like you have to go find them. And even now I've worked with quite a few brands. Like,
yeah. Have you ever stopped and looked back? Like I'm just reading the brands you've worked with.
Yeah.
And like, do you ever just stop and like have to pinch yourself and be like, holy cow, look what I did.
Yeah, I would say so.
I'm going to shout out a few of them here because like, it's pretty impressive. I mean, you've worked with Rafa, you've worked with Yeti, which I go way back with the Missy Giove days with Yeti. Yeah. That's amazing. I run Smith Optics and Helmets. That's super sick. You've worked with Specialized. Amazing. Topo, Bummerland, Aftershocks. Like, that's pretty darn impressive.
Thanks.
So when you look at that, and I know we talked a little bit about it before the show. As everybody knows, we talk for about a half an hour before the show just to get the nerves down and get comfortable with the communication flow. A lot of people would look at your website and be like, oh my goodness, look at everything she's done. Look at all the brands she's worked with. Look at these projects she's done. But you said it perfectly. You're like, a lot of people think that I made it and I'm here and I'm doing it. But it's been months that I haven't had a job to shoot photos. Like, maybe like, could you fill people in on the realization or the realness of what it's like to go and shoot with all these amazing brands and people and then stress out or struggle to try to find that next job to help move you forward again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like the old guard at this. I'm 28, so I'm still in my youth of photography. But I'm going to say when I was younger, I would get one job, like one big job, like with Topo, and be like, oh my God, this is my breakthrough. It's all uphill or all downhill from here. Like, brands are just going to come to me left and right. Like, I've worked with this huge brand, blah, blah, blah. And then, kind of sat back on my hands and like stopped reaching out and stopped kind of that hustle that I had previously. And no one came, because that's the thing, is brands have access to so many fabulous photographers. Like, especially with Instagram, you can find insane photographers left and right. And it's, you can be incredibly well known, but if you're not still making sure your name is there, and like, because also one thing I've learned is a lot of people think that, like, people have asked me, it's like, oh, so you're working full time for this brand because you did this shoot, or like you have had these gigs, like you must be filled up schedule wise, and then they don't reach out. So it's like they have this impression that my books aren't open, and so I'm not getting anything for my books. So yeah, it's just like, I talked to so many photographers that I like look up to, just like are killing it, seem to be killing it. But I talk to them and they're like, it's grim. It's like it's not, I'm having a hard time. And especially because I just went freelance a couple months ago, like fully. Going freelance is really hard because that's your income, and you get paid in like, sizable amounts, but you have to make that last till the next job. And sometimes that next job falls through, or like you don't have that next job.
And sometimes it's 9120 before you even see money.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just like, oh, I shouldn't have bought that bike that I've been eyeing, So that's something I've had to learn, is like, even if I have like a huge gig in 2 weeks, it's like, I need to be looking for the next one before that other gig has even happened. Like, it really is a constant grind all the time. And when I tell you, every photographer that you look up to, for the most part, is doing the same thing. Like, it is not for the faint of heart. And it doesn't just like make itself happen. I'm like, the big photographers, absolutely. But like, for the most part, like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it's great. Like, I love what I do more than anything. Like you said, pinching myself, I'll be at races shooting for a brand or an athlete, and I'm like, and then, hanging out and doing whatever. It's like, I'm being paid right now. Like, this is crazy. And I'm doing my art, and like, yeah, I'm really stressed, and I need to learn how to take care of myself a little better and like eat 3 meals a day when I'm doing those things. But it's like, it's incredible. You just have to be, it's like, the grind, the hustle mentality. Like, you do have to be. And like, the photographers you're looking up to are also doing that. It's not like, I feel like I've had people ask me like, I want to go freelance full time. Like, what's your advice? And it's like, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Tell me when you figure it out, because no one has the answer, and everyone's probably a lot more stressed out than they come off on Instagram, because Instagram is all glorified and
Yeah.
kind of so.
So I first became aware of you as an artist is in the Red Bull Illume.
Cool.
So I'm a huge Red Bull fan for what they do for their athletes. I think it's, everybody's like, oh, energy drinks, but you know what? I don't care. They do a ton for the people they support.
Yeah.
So I remember I was going through all of the photographers on their page.
Mhm.
And I've just started reading all the bios, and I started I was like, okay, cool. Then I'd find them on Instagram and I'd follow them because I was like, I want to see more of this.
Yeah.
But what I noticed on the bottom of yours is your quote, right? You say, I try to document the spirit of people in my portraits, which tends to become almost therapeutic. So the camera to me is therapy.
Yeah.
I was on a podcast with Fred Ranger, and he titled the podcast because I said it was, photography is my therapy.
Mm-hmm.
It allows me to, like you, capture everything that I'm feeling in that moment. And when I look back to through my catalog of images, I know what kind of mood I'm in by the photos that I captured.
Yeah.
If they're super, super bright and vibrant, I was having a great day. But if they're dark and gritty and they look like I took them from laying in the gutter, I probably did. And that's because that's how I felt that day. And for so long, growing up through the 70s, where men don't cry.
Sure. Totally.
Get up, wipe yourself off, get about your day. Well, that to me, I can't be that person anymore. In the last 2 years, I finally have been okay enough to share the traumas I dealt with growing up, and to talk about the fact that I now have a therapist and all of the stuff. And I'll watch TV shows and I'll cry my eyes out. Yeah. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay for a man to cry. It's okay for a man to have feelings. It's not just the way it used to be.
Mm-mm.
The man's job isn't just to go to work and come home. Like that old school thinking. Our job is to be healthy enough that the people in our lives can benefit from everything we do.
Yeah.
Right. And then we benefit from them. It becomes a circle of support. And that's such an important aspect of all of this. I see your work, you'll notice from this point forward, you'll see my brand on all of your photos with, just to help, hey, I'm here, I'm watching.
Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest thing, is because I consider every person who's been on my show a friend.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's somebody we've talked, we've had this communication. Hell, I can go shoot photos with you. Let's go shoot that event. And let's just have fun, because the more fun we have doing the things we love, it shows in the work we put out.
Yeah.
Right. So, congratulations on everything you've done. It's inspiring. And as a father of 3 daughters, it's role models like yourself who aren't afraid to grind and aren't afraid to take rejection, that are so important for the growth of all the girls coming up. Right? Men, unfortunately, we have it easy. Men seem to get everything, but there's a powerhouse of female photographers and artists that deserve the same recognition as all the men are getting. And don't get me wrong, Sven Martin is he's a legend and he's super good, but he's also super cool. So that was one of those things where, he doesn't have to work as hard as you do to get the job because he's established, but he's also willing to help you through the moments to get yourself established to race to that point. So I'm hoping the show, I've reached out to a lot of mountain bike female photographers, and I'm I just want to give you the space to let people be inspired by what you do and help bring more light to your work.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
Yeah. And it's I could truly go on about being a woman in outdoor sports photography, and I'll limit myself.
You can. And that's the thing
Yeah.
about this. I know this is your business and I don't want you to do anything that's going to jeopardize it, but I think it's really, really, really important. That was 3 reallys. That's how really I think it's
That's
important.
really, really.
is to allow others who think it's well, as you said, rainbows and lollipops, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just, oh, I'm here. People took my photos. No, it's not, because you still have to prove yourself every single time, no matter how good your work has been.
Yeah, and it's like, and truthfully, and you know, this is my first podcast, and I don't know how to, what the filter should be, but it's like I really, when it comes to being a woman in sports photography, I am so unbothered by expressing my experiences and like talking about that, because there have been such injustices done, and like I experience, though I have had to like drown it out because it's like a survival instinct. You can't be focused on the fact that you're shooting a race and you are truly the only female photographer there, and the first question that everyone asks you is like, who are you shooting for? And they go, oh, that's cool, and then proceed to like tell you how you should be shooting and like tell you what gear you should be shooting on. And like I was filming an event the other week, and like this guy came up to me and was asking me about the mic I had on because I was doing video, and then proceeded to like hold me hostage, talking to me about gear unsolicited. And then at the end was like, so are you doing this for fun, or is this like a hobby? And I was like, no, I'm like a professional. I'm doing this for a brand. And he was like, he was totally taken aback because I said that I didn't really have a specified photo flow for my editing. And it was just like, the assumption that because I'm a girl, it's not as serious, or like I'm doing it for fun, or I'm just like, and I was to my knowledge, the only female with a camera at this event too. And like, I'm not walking around counting and being like, oh, there's another guy. It's like, I'm not aware of that until I have to become aware of it. And I'm like, oh, I don't feel as welcome here. I don't feel like I'm a part of the club. I don't want to be a part of the club, truthfully. But it's like, it is very much something that we have to contend with. I won't name the brand that this happened with, and it's none of the brands that you mentioned on my website or that I worked with. Just to be clear, I've had great experiences with all of those. And it's like truthfully, and I so hate that this is the reality. When I'm shooting at races and I see another girl, my first thought is, oh, I have to be better than her. Like my photos have to be better than hers, because like there's only room for one of us in this town, Or it's like I see a girl and I'm like, huh, I wonder if she's very good. And then I see a guy and I'm like, oh, he's probably working for like it's not I hate that it's my initial thought. And then I have that initial thought and I'm like, dude, that like what the, but it's internalized misogyny. Like we are raised like that, and we were raised in a society that's like super prone to doing that. And like I hate that it immediately feels like it has to be a competition when it's a female photographer and not like a camaraderie.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of female photographers in my life that maybe we started off as like, ooh, you're in my territory a little bit. And we're total buddies now. But I don't know why it feels like we have to edge other women out rather than edging out anyone, and like, why do we even have to be competing in the first place? We're all shooting for different brands. We're like, we all have totally different styles. Like it's not like we have to be fighting for this one spot. But that's something that's been interesting at races. And like everyone's first question is like, what brand are you shooting for? Like, what's your project? Or like, are you just here for fun? And it's like, why aren't we just talking about like, how's your day? Like, got any good shots?
Well, it's because they want to know who you're working for so they can try to get in there the next time.
Right. They're like, oh, this brand hires photographers for races. That's good to know. So yeah, like it, and that's when I'm like, oh, I like doing my portraits for myself. That's when I like turn back, when I'm like, okay, that was a lot. I need to recenter. I need to not be in this competitive mindset thinking that I have to like beat other female photographers, because that's actually so stupid. And like, I'm admitting this publicly because it's true. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't have those initial thoughts. And like, I think I've spoken to other female photographers and we all kind of have that, because it's like we've had to fight for this position up until now, and like it's like kind of ingrained into us that we have to fight for it.
Fight instead of building a community of you guys that are all like, you can actually ask a question like, hey, I was shooting this and I was struggling. What am I doing wrong?
Right.
Or someone puts a question and somebody who's had that experience could answer it. But everybody's like, I'm not giving you nothing because you're going to try to steal my spot.
Yeah.
And it's
like,
the same. God. It's the same everywhere. It's the same. Even with my show, I've seen a couple come out that are trying to do similar things, and it's instantly in your head. You're like, oh, I got to work harder. What am I do? What can I do that's different? And then I'm like, no, I'm staying in my lane. Yeah. This is what I know. This is the kind of show I want to put out. So I'm going to stay here. But, building a community of people who are willing to help and share and support would be such a different look. And I mean, it's 2025. Like, why are people fighting?
I know. And why are people like afraid to say what they feel? I don't know. It's just like, I'm pretty over whether it's, and I'm not going to get political on you, but whether it's politics or like religion or photography, it's like, why are we so afraid of like breaking the norm and like all just like tiptoeing around each other? Like, yeah, I know I might make some, and not enemies, but like people that aren't like about that, but it's like, whatever, I don't know, on to the next. Like, at least people know where I stand.
Yeah. And I appreciate you with being open and honest about it. Part of the show always leads into the connection between creativity and mental health. And I know we talked a little bit in the beginning about how you've captured moments that show darkness into the light, right? That's how I kind of want to describe it with the look of the people. If you didn't have your creativity, or that's not the word I was looking for. If you didn't have your creative outlet, which is your camera or your art, or your bike even, because a bike is the best therapeutic tool you can have.
Yeah.
How much different do you think your mental status would be, or your mental health? How would you feel? And what does your creative, man, why am I struggling with that word? Your creative outlet bring to your mental health to help you stay positive?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because even when I'm I don't know, I like deal with depression. I'm on medication. Ooh, we love it.
Me too. Finally.
Yes. Yeah, right.
Because I'm a man and it's okay to not be okay. Imagine that.
Okay. And you can admit that, and people
and get help.
Yes, what a concept. What a concept. Yeah, I feel like photography, even when I'm in like the pits, even when I'm like, oh, it's not going well, it gives me milestones of like, I don't know what's going to be happening in between this shoot and this shoot, but I know I have something coming up that I'm going to get to like just pour everything into and not have to think about anything else. And truthfully, after like big shoots, I fall into like a bit of a depression, because it's like, I've had multiple days where I haven't had to think about anything else but taking photos. And like, it's so funny. My boyfriend was at a race that I was shooting. It was a multi-day race. And I was like, okay, we can't, you like have to be super self-sufficient. I am just warning you, I become a completely different person when I'm shooting. Like, I'm going to get really blunt. I'm not going to have much patience. Like, I don't get mean, but I'm just like, I'm going to be so tunnel vision right now. And like, I'm not mad at you. Like, everything's okay. But like, I have to be very one-track minded. And it's so nice because it's like, I'm just like zoned in. I'm doing my thing. I'm like creating something that I'm hopefully going to be really proud of. So much of the time in the moment, I'm like, that was probably a bad photo. Like, it's like, what am I, it's imposter syndrome always. And like, so many photographers that I talk to feel it. Like, I don't think imposter syndrome is something that you grow out of the more successful you become. I think it actually might get a little worse because the stakes are higher and you're like, oh my God, I'm doing this. Like, they chose me to do this. I'm just a girl. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, because I like think about this a lot when people are like having, when my friends come to me and they're like, oh, I like did this thing that I'm really embarrassed by or whatever. Like, I'm afraid people don't like me. And it's like, we are with ourselves 100% of the time. Like, we see all the mistakes that we do. We see all like the stupid stuff we say. We know everything we think. Everyone else at most probably experience like 20% of us. Like, the closest people in our lives probably get like 20% of the rest, right? Whether it's time spent with us, talking about our deeper emotions, us tripping on a curb and falling, and it's like silly and dumb. So I have to remember that when I'm like having that imposter syndrome. It's like, I see all the shitty photos I take. Like, I see all the like shots that I missed that I could have gotten, like blah blah blah. No one else sees that. They're just seeing the best of the best. So it's like, of course they're gonna hire me because they're seeing all of the best stuff. I'm gonna feel that imposter syndrome because I'm seeing all the worst stuff and seeing, just being like, that's a horrible photo. I'm a horrible photographer, right? So yeah,
I say that sometimes as I click the shutter.
Yeah,
I'm the worst.
I have no business holding. Sometimes I pick up the camera and I'm like, foreign object. What is this in my hand? Like, I do not know how to use this. Because like another thing, like with photography, I pretty strongly believe there's like two types of photographers. There's like the really tech savvy, like really gearhead type. I'm not saying one is better than the other. Like, I think both of these types create incredible photos. The other is like, the camera is just a mechanism for their art. Like, honestly, it's kind of an annoying thing to have to deal with, right? It's like, there's so many buttons, there's like so many settings, like too much going on. I'm the second type. It's
Me
just
too.
like, yeah, it's like, I don't really care about like the newest stuff. I don't really care like about all like the fancy things that are going on the camera. Like, I just want it to be reliable. I want it to be quick, and like, that's about it. Like, I think I'm gonna do the rest. So
It's like the fight between you shoot an aperture priority
right,
and not manual.
right.
Yeah, all the time.
Like,
Every single day, actually.
yeah, and it's like, what does it matter? Why is there this like duel here? Like, and I have had so many times where people like ask about my photo flow, like my editing flow. They like mention like a setting on the camera, then I'm like, what's that? And I just see in their eyes, they like stop taking me seriously immediately. And then they'll like see my work and they're like, oh wait, you shot that? It's like, yeah, dude, I don't need to know everything about this camera to like take a photo. I don't know.
As long as it focuses and takes the shot, I won.
Right. Right. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can get like nifty with your lenses. You can get like the artsy lenses, whatever, but it's like ultimately like you can kind of fake anything. Like, I don't know, you can make it. People shoot on their iPhones. They shoot insane stuff. I don't know if it's Rico or Ryko.
Rico.
Rico, thank
Yeah.
you. The GR3.
Such a good camera.
Insane photo. Like, it's a point and shoot. There's not even like a viewfinder. I feel like
Yeah.
a dad. I'm just like, dee, dee, dee. Insane photos. But okay, I've gone on a tangent. Back to mental health. Um, yeah, I like fall into the doldrums after a long shoot because I'm just like, I've been so focused on something, and then when I'm not and I have free time and I'm kind of left alone with my brain, I'm like, oh my God, it's that's bad. It's a little grim. And then, you can go on a bike ride and like you have 4 hours of time that's kind of taken up for you. I struggle a lot with like having to like fill my time. I don't know. And so photography, when I have shoots, it's like immediately automatic. But then it's like when I'm in the doldrums, I like really don't want to take photos. And I'm like, I can't shoot today. I'm too sad. Like all the photos are gonna be bad. And then it's like I take the photos and I'm like, oh my God, they're all bad. And then I show them to someone else and they're like, no, dude, like those look exactly like the rest of your work. Like they're not bad at all. So no, I think photography is not like, if I'm being totally honest, it's not my like singular like saving grace outlet. I think partially because it has become work. Which like one thing that I've set an intention for in autumn and winter, because that is where I really found my style. I think I don't know if it's still in my bio on my website, but I really learned about my photography style in Portland because of like the darkness and the like moodiness, and I really like that. Like that's right up my alley. And that's when I feel the most peaceful in shooting. Is it's like when I know that like this darker, sadder side of me is being acknowledged and like getting its time to like be processed to some extent. That's when I'm like, I am okay. Like I'm creating art with this and it's not just sitting there stagnant, like existing.
Well, I mean, in Portland, you have so many. I mean, Portland's pretty gritty now.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely changed since I used to go downtown by myself at 12.
Don't do that anymore.
So there is a gentleman. He's a Portland-based photographer. His name's Kevin Fletcher. And he has a book called The Avenue of Roses. It's about, I can't remember the name of the street now. 82nd?
82nd. That's like a main.
The main thoroughfare. He spent multiple years capturing moments on that street. And then put them all in a book called The Avenue of Roses. So I had actually spoken to him because he didn't have it set up to ship to Canada.
Yeah.
And I wanted it because my dad, after my parents split, moved to 82nd and Orchard Lane.
Okay.
And he had a photo of my dad's house.
Oh my God.
And my dad passed in 99. So I thought that was the craziest thing. Yeah. And then he set it up so I could. But yeah, so I mean, like, it's really, photography is, I'm the same. I'm from that school where my camera is a tool.
Yeah.
Like, I am not going to sit here and tell you your camera is not as good as mine because it's probably way better. But it's just an extension of me. It is the tool that allows me to capture how I like, whether it's brand A, B, C, or D. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to capture it exactly the same. It's going to get edited the same. I don't have an edit flow. I throw them all up in there and I'm like, oh God. And then I go to town. But like, so I get what you're saying about how, you know, you just go and you just do what you know and it works. Mm-hmm. You don't have to know about, well, if you flip this button, it does this, it changes this, it goes to, it's 18K if you do this. I don't care. No. I record my podcast on a DJI Osmo Action 4.
Yeah.
Like, it's simple. So
yeah, and I hate that people feel like there's an entry fee to photography because like cameras are expensive. I'm not gonna like, you know, downplay that at all. But like you can get cameras off. You could get a Rebel T1i off Facebook Marketplace and like take photos, and like you can use a free editing software. Like, and you know, take sick photos. Like it really, I don't know. It's just like it can be such an exclusive world, but it also doesn't have to be. It's like what we make it.
And I think the biggest thing for people, you know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the biggest for anyone who's tomorrow, that's the first day they want to be a photographer. That's what they love. That's what they want to do. Just remember that you're doing your art for yourself first. Mm-hmm. Create for you. And if you continue to create for you, you will find those people that love that. They love what you do, and that's when they come out of the woodwork. But if you worry about getting 2 million followers on Instagram because, oh, I can get paid then, it's not worth it, because you sell your soul to a lot of places that aren't going to care about you tomorrow.
Yeah, and people like you really can't, even if it's, it's photography is so weird because we're taking photos of other people and other things. It's like sometimes the photographer can feel very anonymous and very voyeuristic in a lot of ways, but it's incredible how you can tell the authenticity behind someone's work just by like how they are looking through a lens at something else. It's like, and you really can tell when someone loves what they're doing. And I have no idea what that quality is, but you just feel it. And like, yeah, I think you can tell that they really like what they're shooting, or you can tell that they're really having fun experimenting. I think like, that's one thing I struggle with photography is I feel like sometimes I put parameters on myself and I can get kind of like stiff with it. And like, I know what shots I like, and I know what shots work, and I know what shots brands tend to go for. And I'll do that. And it's like, I'll make sure that I get that of my athlete. And I've noticed in myself, it's like the times where I experiment is it's like when I'm shooting just like a random racer that's not one of the athletes I'm shooting. And sometimes that's like my favorite image because I took a chance. But it's like, there's the fear of working with brands that it's like, okay, I need to nail this shot. Like I need to make sure I have a deliverable for them. And then that limits how experimental I get with it. And then it's just kind of like, sometimes I feel just like kind of this like stiff, like robot almost, because it's like, okay, this and this, these are the photos I'm taking.
Yeah,
and that's
you get
why
the three, right? You get the I need the straight, I need the 3/4, and I need them going by. It's the same.
It's like, okay, we got that. But that's why I think it's really important to make time to take just fun photos. And like, unfortunately with photography being a job, kind of the last thing you want to do is pick up a camera when you're not, when you've like done 3 weeks of straight shooting. But I think, and me saying this, I'm like, okay, Brynne, you have to take your own advice, because I haven't done that in a while. Like I just haven't. And I notice a stagnation in my photography, and I notice that I like am not enjoying it as much, and I'm not liking my images as much. So that's a good reminder for myself.
You grab that Ricoh, grab a bike, and just go explore.
Yeah, just go shoot around. Like it's fun. Not every image has to be perfect. And
the banger.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like far from considering myself a perfectionist, but like I think with photography I kind of am. It's like the one thing that I'm like, oh, like I'm aggressively a type B person. Like I wish I was a little more conscious of my surroundings. I'm not. It's okay. I just, we go with the flow, but when it comes to photography, I'm like, and I want to take that type B mentality a little more into it, because I think that's when fun comes out.
Awesome. I got 2 more questions for you, because it's been an hour already.
I know, I've been gabbing, sorry.
No, I love it. No, it's great. It's the best when people just free flow and let out their true self instead of trying to be within borders. I appreciate it. So two last questions. One, any projects you got coming up you want to share? And second, let people know where they can find you.
Cool. My next big exciting thing, as we're on the topic of women in cycling, because I feel like I spent too much time talking about the struggles of it, but I also want to talk about like how cool it is to be a female photographer in cycling. Have you heard of Rome Fest?
I have not.
Okay, it's an all-women's mountain biking festival, like only women.
Sick.
The vendors, everyone there, like it's all women, and non-binary people, like kind of inclusive in that way.
That's awesome. It should be.
They do a media core mentorship every year, and they get people who are professional photographers but maybe struggle with like the business side of things, which I would identify myself as. And I applied and I got it, and we're going to be working with the sponsors of that festival, which I don't know. I don't know if I can say who they are.
When is the event?
It's in 2 weeks.
So this will be 3 weeks. So this will be after the event.
Oh, perfect. Yay. Yeah. I'm working with Smartwool and Juliana, which is the female.
Juliana Furtado.
Yeah, that's the bike I ride.
Yeah, she's a badass.
Oh, so sick.
That is super cool. So this all women event, and they'll work with the media people and teach more business aspect of it. That's they're gonna be sick.
Yeah, Fujifilm is like going to be supplying us cameras to use, and they're also going to teach us like how to become an ambassador for for camera companies, and like a bunch of workshops from women in the industry. And that's like kind of what they're doing. I think it's just for the media core, but it's like they're like, use our cameras. Yeah, it's like try them. You get a customer that they try it out. They're like, oh my god, this camera's insane. Like I'm going to buy it. It's like,
you ever shot a Fuji?
No.
The color science is unreal. Just so you know.
My housemate has what's the one that has like X100 VI?
Yep, the X106, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, those are sought after.
Yep. I don't even know where it is. I moved to the dark side. I shoot Nikon now.
Whoa, I feel like that's less and less. It's like either Sony, Canon, or Fuji.
Yeah, they released that ZF. I hate gear, but they released the ZF, which is a retro looking camera, but full frame.
Whoa.
And I bought it going, okay, well, I'm going to try it. I took one photo and I was sold.
Yeah, you're like, I'm with it. Yeah. That's sick. I'm glad to hear that they're like staying in the game.
Yeah, they've got a lot coming up, and they've changed their marketing. So Fuji used to be all about the consumer, listening to the consumer, and I felt like they were switching to just rush product out. Yeah. Whereas Nikon used to rush product out, but now they've listened to the consumer.
Yeah.
Right. So as much as I don't like talking about gear, but the way when I see a brand that wants to listen to a consumer and go, oh, that's what they're looking for. Okay, I got you. And they really put that into play because, I mean, I love Fuji. I love Fuji to this day. If they offered me to.
It's, just like camera brands. And like, I don't know, me personally, I don't know any of like the politics behind the camera brands, but I'm like being really intentional about like what brands I support. It's like, did you.
This is my little portable here. So this is.
Oh my God.
So this is the Nikon ZFC. So this is the small version. So
that's so nice.
Yeah, so it's a 21 megapixel APS-C, like, and it goes with me everywhere. And as cycling, got my chrome sling. So.
Oh yeah, shout out Portland.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Yes, whatever. Yes,
yeah. I just, you know what? Brands they're all good. You can't get a bad camera. Like, my daughter shoots Canon. She shoots the R5. Good for her.
Yeah.
I shoot these, and I have lenses that probably most people wouldn't consider professional, and they work for me.
Right? I mean, I was shooting a hand-me-down camera with one lens for 7 years, and like a 50 mil, and shooting everything on that, and it's like it got me my jobs. So it's like, it doesn't.
That's exactly what people need to hear.
Yeah, you don't have to have like a huge, like the reason, I won't go too much on a tangent, but my friend's mom is a professional photographer, and she switched from Canon to Sony, and she was like, I have all this gear, like I don't really want to go to the trouble of selling it. Like, does Brynne want it? And because she showed her mom like my photos, and she was like, yeah, she has one camera and she has one lens. And her mom was like, she shot all that on one lens? Are you kidding? That's crazy. And she was like, here, let me give you this stuff. But it's like, which has been like, that was insane. Like, I don't want to downplay how lucky I was for that, but it's like, I probably would have kept trucking along on one lens and been okay.
Yep.
So it is like, yeah, you don't have to like go out and buy every new thing that comes out. And yeah, cameras totally wear down. Like I recently got a new camera body because I was like, it's the one I had the 5D Mark IV. It just like, I kind of busted it into oblivion. But
great camera.
Yeah, great camera. Just like I put that through the ringer and it was just getting slower. And for what I'm doing, I needed it to be fast. But yeah, I would have kept shooting on it if it didn't feel like it was slowing down on me. But yeah, with Rome Fest, it's been really cool like talking with female mentors and being like, oh, I just love working with women. It's just like so, it doesn't feel like this serious thing, though it very much is. We're shooting for big brands, and it's just like everyone's just so, not to say that hasn't happened with men, but like it just feels different. So I'm really looking forward. And future Brynne, listening to this podcast, I hope you had a great time at Rome.
And we'll definitely do a follow-up so we can hear more about it.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, I'd be interested.
Where's the best place for people to find you?
My Instagram is at Brynne Mower, Brynne Mower, like lawnmower. Yeah, that's kind of it. And then my website is brynmarie.com for more extensive work.
Awesome.
I have some of my films on there too, if anyone's interested in that.
They're pretty good. I watched a lot of them this morning.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Did you see the Sarah Stern one? That was fun.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. We love Sarah.
Perfect. Well, thank you for giving me your time today.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. It's a fun experience, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's just like gabbing. Yeah. I feel like I'm on FaceTime with a buddy,
Right. And that's what I want. Because then it comes across authentic and people understand that.
Yeah. Sweet. Thank you so much, Tyson. It was so wonderful talking with you. Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to the Life of Phys Podcast. I hope today's conversation brought you insight, inspiration, or just a fresh perspective on the creative journey. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to follow, rate, and leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts. It really helps us grow and reach more listeners like you. For updates, behind-the-scene content, and more, please follow us on all social medias at LIFE_OF_PHYS. And don't forget to check out the show notes for links and resources from today's episode. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and keep living the life of creativity.